Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. I am so happy to be here today with the wonderful Talath, who is a graduate from my flagship program, Reclaim a Rise. Um, and she's actually a graduate from a while ago, right, Talath? It's been a while. And I'm so grateful that we get to have this conversation to talk a little bit about where you are right now, and also about your journey to the place that you're in right now. So let's kick off this conversation, right? And I want you to share and tell us a little bit about what life was like for you before you even decide to book a breakthrough call with me. That breakthrough call that seems so long ago.
Walaikum salam, LaYinka. Thank you very much for accepting my request. And I would say, like you say, a mahusive thank you to you for making those changes in my life. Um, I took this program last year. I believe it was almost around the same time. I guess it was this June, July kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Um, I was in a pretty bad shape. Mentally, emotionally, I was in a pretty bad shape. I was very low on confidence, though I have always been a very confident person throughout my schooling, my college, my work career. Uh, but for the past couple of years, I can say, my confidence had gone down. um, Emotionally, I was drained. I had that emotional fatigue on me because whatever I used to see either used to irritate me or frustrate me, or I just brought myself in comparison to the people around me. And now when I recollect, whenever I used to talk about myself, probably like to my dad or my aunt, the kind of reaction and the kind of face expression they used to give me, now I recollect, it was like, oh my God, she's gonna start again. This is gonna be the same thing. We're gonna talk about the same thing. There is no end to it. That kind of uh, expression. But I think after taking your program, it was like couple of weeks back my dad pointed out, and I guess that is one reason I wanted to reach out to you and give you a thank you for this. And he said that you know what, you've changed in the past couple of months. You're very different now. You don't talk about your past, you don't talk about the struggles you had and all those things. Now whenever I talk to you, it's like you are always looking ahead. It's like you're talking about the future. It's like, what, I can do this. I see that my old daughter in you again.
Oh my goodness.
And it was like, yes, this is the right time. I should reach out to Lainka.
Oh my
You know,
goodness,
I
that's
should,
so
I should,
beautiful.
I should tell her thank you. I should tell her thank you for introducing me to the authentic self, which probably, I might have forgotten years ago.
Mm.
Alhamdulillah, today I'm good.
Wow. You know, the fact that your dad can, you know, notice it in you is incredible. You know,
Yeah.
I always say when the people around you are kind of like, what's going on with you? Or what's happened to you? That's when you know that the internal shifts have manifested externally. And I do remember our initial conversation and the space that you were in. And I also remember, do you remember in when we had your kind of graduation call, and I told you about that woman you were in the breakthrough call? You were like, I can't believe that that was me. I can't believe that that's who I was. And it was such a quick turnaround, actually. Did that surprise you by how quick it was for you to go from that space of despair to a place of actually getting a better idea of who you are?
Yes, I mean, I could say in the first 3 weeks, um, I remember that was one of our sessions going on. That was one of our class workshops. And you just nailed it so clearly. There was this one reference you gave saying that, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed you in this world and you're still alive, living, breathing, that means you still have the purpose and your purpose isn't fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, boom. I was like, yes, yes. It is like, yes, I'm worth it. Yes, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm still alive, if I'm still in this world, I am with my family, living, breathing, probably in one of the best places I could ever imagine. Then why am I not looking at the things in front of me? Why am I not grateful about the things in front of me? Why do I keep going back to those years which were tough on me? So this question was there throughout the workshop, and then when you came back with this question about go on a date with yourself and find your authentic self, and like that was probably one of the toughest homework I can say I had to do on myself. I was
Ever in your life.
trying and I was like writing and I was like, oh my God, when I just finished my work, it was like pages and pages and pages. And I was like, what have I done to myself? I mean,
Mm,
why am I being so dependent on others for my own happiness?
mm,
Why can't I just simply take a blessing that I'm still here, I'm still alive, I am living, breathing, probably enjoying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure, treasures and everything on myself? Then why am I living, rewinding myself, hurting myself again, going back
mm,
to that place where
yeah.
it hurts the most? Why?
Just based on that thing that you said about, you know, not not being in a place of really embracing the blessings that you have and just to keep on going back. But that thing where you said relying on other people for your own happiness, tell us a little bit about how that was an issue for you. How was relying on people around you as your source of happiness a problem?
I started depending on people's approval. I started depending upon people's feedback. I started depending upon people's. I actually had become that pleasing personality, trying to please others, making sure they are happy. Because somewhere down the line, I was taught when you're going to make people happy, you're going to be happy. And I think that's a whole lot of. I don't want to use any vulgar. That's a whole. It's a very different thing. It's a very very different
Mm,
thing. Um, my every move, my every work, my every chore, my every task it was like I do something and I am just looking at people and like, are they appreciating me? Are
mm,
they thanking me for doing this? Is my husband aware that I'm doing so many things for him? Is
yeah,
he appreciating me? Um, my kids, they were very small. I mean, like my son was like he just turned 6 at that time, and my daughter was hardly 1.5 years. And I was like, do they even realize how much I do for them? And
I
like,
remember. I remember you saying that a lot. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
why am I depending on someone else's happiness? Why
Mm,
can't I realize my own worth?
mm,
So yes, I think my biggest problem was me depending upon someone else's how do you say that, validation,
yeah,
someone
yeah,
else's validation. That, yes, you know what, you're doing your work, yes, you know what, you're good at it, yes, you know what, I think you deserve it, you did a good
yeah,
job, you could do
yeah.
much better,
Mm.
that kind of a thing.
Yeah, and one of the key issues that I see with that need for people's validation is that when you don't get people's validation, when you don't get the praise, when you don't get the acknowledgement, when you don't get the recognition, you start to doubt yourself and you start to wonder if you're good enough. You start to wonder, am I doing well enough? Or maybe that wasn't even good, and putting yourself down just because someone else hasn't taken the time to acknowledge what you have done or acknowledge your efforts, or, they've done something that you feels like they don't acknowledge you or appreciate you. And that almost leaves you like a victim to someone else's choice. right?
Yes.
If they don't say it's great, then it's not great. But if
Yep.
they say it's great, okay, it's great, right? And so what's changed for you now? Where are you now with that?
I'm not looking at people's validation. I think I know my worth. I know what I am today. I know what I can do best. I know my flaws. But again, I am a flawed human being. That is how my creator made me. I am not an angel. He did not make me an angel because I'm sure he has so many out there. I'm a human being. I am
Right.
flawed. So yes, I think uh, accepting this part was very difficult for me. I was always trying to be the perfect wife, the perfect daughter-in-law, the perfect mother, the perfect
Mm.
daughter. But I did not realize one thing, that trying to be these things, trying to validate myself through their eyes, was just letting me down, putting a lot of pressure on me. However, now I just tell my husband or my father or my mother in law, I can do this.
Mm.
This is it. I can't go beyond this.
Right. So you've got your own
I have set
boundaries.
my limitations, I've set my
Yeah,
boundaries. I said, you know what?
love it.
As a daughter in law, yes, I'll do this. No problem. I'll take
Mm.
this. Beyond that, no, that's not my territory. I don't want to try it out. I don't want to be someone who's trying new things out, or again going back to the same thing. Oh, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. And the same thing is with my husband. And the best part is he's acknowledged it. He's acknowledged it, saying that yes, I think yes, your boundaries are this.
And that's incredible in terms of culture, in terms of your cultural background, right? It's a big deal.
I
You're breaking all the rules, Talat.
Oh my God, I can't tell you, because what I've learned in my past few months, the past, I can say 10 months, have been very transformative for me. What I have
Mm.
learned and what I have unlearned. I think
Mm.
what is more important is what I have unlearned. I have
Yes, 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 yes,
unlearned
yes,
those
yes.
cultures, those boundaries, uh, which are actually not part of my religion. That has just been culturally taken up by probably families and families, my ancestors, because they were living in some place.
Yeah.
That is not part of my culture,
Mm.
or I mean, say, that is not part of my Islam,
Yeah.
not my religion.
Mm.
And coming from this wonderful religion where women have been given those enormous amount of importance of just being a woman, I
Yeah.
think we following that culture, sticking to it, it was like degrading the religion itself, degrading me being part of that religion. And again, it was eventually spoiling my life, spoiling my future, because there's this one thing I just, it was like for a moment, I just thought, am I sure I want to give this away to my kids? Am I sure I want to give this cultural bondage to them, saying that this is what our culture is, this is what we come from? And if they
Mm.
question me, what about my religion? Because Islam is not
Mm.
this. What am I
Mm.
going to answer to them?
Yeah.
So I
Wow.
say my husband has helped me a lot through this, and he and me have both decided about one thing. Well being is important. Me and my husband have very different perspective about religion. And I totally respect his perspective, he respects mine. We've
Beautiful.
understood one thing. Religion is very important. It's the center of whatever guidance, or the kind of I can say, how am I going to cultivate my kids around that? But
Mm.
again, trying to understand what is right and what is wrong, what should be accepted, what should not be accepted, again, is very important for us and for our kids as well.
Mm. Mhm. That's next level liberation.
It is definitely.
And it's always, It's always incredible for me because whenever someone comes into the program, they have their own results that they want, right? And I always say there are unknown benefits to doing this transformational work, benefits that I can't even plan you for, but that will definitely come your way because there's a ripple effect that occurs when you change what's going on the inside. And I'm really curious to know, what would you say were three ways that the program helped you to change your thoughts and your feelings about yourself specifically?
Understanding my worth.
Mm.
Um, the second thing would be discovering my authentic self,
Mm-hmm.
who I actually am, and probably uh, that authentic self might have just left behind by me in this journey towards a new tomorrow, my marriage, my motherhood, and all these things. So I guess discovering my authentic self, that was one thing. And the last would be uh, developing the communication which is necessary between relationships.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
What
what I
changed
feel,
there for you?
it changed everything, Lainka. It changed really everything. You won't believe, couple of months back, me and my husband, it was like, we were living in the same house, taking care of kids. We were doing our own chores, taking care of the responsibilities. But we lost that connect.
Mm.
We totally lost that connect. He was not able to communicate things to me. I wasn't able to communicate it to him. It was like there was, when we spoke, there was this only one person who's speaking, the other just listened to counter it.
Wow.
We both had come to that level. Okay, you know what, let me speak. Fine, you speak.
Mm.
Yes, please go ahead, speak. And then there was no communication. It was like, I speak, then you speak. I speak, then you speak.
Hmm.
But what we've understood is communication, leaving behind our prejudices, probably our reservations about certain topics, hearing out, listening to somebody to understand them. I guess we discovered that through these, I can say last couple of months, we've discovered that.
That's so beautiful. And the result of that? What's been the result of that?
Oh, my husband, he's taken up half of my chores. The jokes apart. Um, we've become very open to our communication. He tells me what he likes. He tells me what he is not comfortable with.
Uh-huh.
He pointed out certain things that makes him a little uncomfortable when I do that or when I speak of them. I said the same thing. Uh, I think the journey behind that was pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
Very awkward moments, very ugly fights, and all those things. But yes, we've come to terms. He's acknowledged my pain. I can say that he's acknowledged my pain. Um, it's like, he's seen me finally.
Mm.
My fights, uh, my pain, my emotional, I don't know. I used to just cry. I just used to cry. I used to sit in the balcony during the night, and I just used to cry, and I just used to pray. You know what? Please, 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 I need to get rid of this pain. I need to get rid of this
Mm.
pain. This is unbearable. I can't live like this. I can't live like this. And I guess Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala listened to my prayers, because as it says in Namal Usri Yusra, after hardship there is ease. After hardship there is ease. I guess, we've been through that hardship, and now we've come to a point that it's easy. He doesn't like
Mm.
anything, he might be off for some time, he comes back. I
Mm.
don't like anything, we might have just have had an argument, but again after some time I give him a call, I tell him, sorry, you know what, fine, it's okay, I am wrong, fine. He comes back, and then we have a proper conversation. We say that, yeah, I guess I shouldn't have raised my voice. Then he's like, yeah, I guess I shouldn't have taunted you like that. So I guess we've started communicating.
Mm. And with your connection with your um, authentic self and knowing yourself and knowing your worth, How has that filtered into your communication and your relationship with your husband specifically?
I was the person who used to go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, you know what? My creator is sitting up. He's going to take care of things. I don't have to worry so much about it. If I come across a hurdle, I'll probably think about it then. Wherever I need help, I'll just call upon him, take his
Mm-hmm.
help, and I move on. This was my flow. What I observed was throughout my schooling, throughout my college, throughout my graduation, I had this thing. Things will happen, things will fall in place, that kind of trust and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started taking matters in my hand. I started pleasing people. I wanted to be the perfect person. I wanted to make sure my life is perfect. I wanted to make sure things come exactly the way it should be, because that is what I have always thought.
Right.
There, I guess I lost my essence. I lost me being my authentic self.
Right.
And then I started struggling. I started struggling in everything. I started struggling in work. I started struggling in my, I was newlywed. I had a very tough time during that time. I had issues with my in-laws. I had problems in my work. Uh, I basically was struggling on every level. I had issues with my parents. They had this thing that, insecurity, that you are just towards your husband now, you don't look at me. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go?
Trying
Because
to please everybody.
I was trying to be the perfect person with whomever I meet.
Right.
I wanted to be that person when people say that wow, I just met her, she's so brilliant, she's so good with this, she's the example, this is what we should tell others, like this, you know a wife should be this, a daughter-in-law should be this, a daughter should be this. It was like my trust had gone.
Trust in yourself.
My trust in, I can say, trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was gone, because
Wow.
I started, or I wanted to shape my life the way I wanted to. I wanted to be the driver. I wanted to be the engine. I wanted to be the everything of my life. What I forgot was, I'm breathing today. It's because of His mercy.
Mm-hmm.
If I just remember this thing every day, or probably, remember this thing in my past life, I wouldn't have been worrying, and I wouldn't have wasted around like 7 years of my life.
Wow.
So I think I lost my authentic self when I started taking things in my hand, trying to drive them, shape them, sculpt them the way I wanted it to be, forgetting that there is a planner ahead of us. He's the creator. It's in his hands.
Right.
Everything depends on him. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess that was the basic thing, because what I've observed is the moment I started taking things in my hand, I drifted away.
Mm-hmm.
I drifted away from my salah. I drifted away from my nafil namaz. I drifted away from fasting. I drifted away from talking to my creator. I drifted away in a lot of ways. There was this gap, a huge gap, and I always used to justify myself saying that um I have so many things to do. I'm a newlywed, I'm into
Right.
this, that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure everybody has to go through the same thing. I'll probably come down, I'll probably be the same person I will be someday, someday. And someday it was like almost 7 years passed, and I was still at same,
Wow.
still the same gap. There was nothing. My belief, I can say my religious beliefs remain the same, but
But the actual
act,
connection. Mm.
the
Mm-hmm.
act of worship, the connection which I used to have, was broken.
And that was because you were broken from you away from your authentic self and who your authentic self
Yes,
really, really is. And so having that reconnection with your authentic self, reestablish that connection with your creator, right? And that had ripple effect. If you were going to say how, you've spoken about your relationship with your husband in terms of the improvements there, who else's life has been impacted by the change within you?
my kids.
Mm.
My kids. I still don't say that I'm the 100% mom, I'm the best. No. Um, I started being transparent with them. I don't have to pretend in front of them. So I am who I am in front of them. I go back, I say sorry to them, and they do acknowledge that. My son, I can say, you remember the first time we had a call, I told you that, my son came back to me and asked me, am I the reason of your headache? Am I the reason why you're so
Mm.
stressed? Am I the reason, you're going through this pain? Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. He never said that. Again, he never repeated that. And he's such a beautiful soul. He's so sweet, that whenever I am down, he does understand that, and he just comes back and keeps a check on me, and he asks, "You are you okay?
Mm.
Are you fine?"
It sounds like you've got a deeper relationship with him.
Yes, I can say with him, yes. And to be honest, this COVID situation, I know it has been a disaster around everybody else, but I think it's like a blessing in disguise for me, because I got a chance to be with my son. I could say that his insecurities, or the distance between me and him, was increasing. And I
Mm.
guess with this forced isolation, with this forced social distancing, I've come closer to my kids. I've
Mhm.
come closer to my kids. I've come closer to my husband. Um my family, I can say, is now a proper knitted family, because now we understand each other much better. I would say the level of understanding is way better than it was earlier.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. It always I know it's I've been doing this work for years, so I shouldn't really be surprised, but it always leaves me in awe of how when we work on ourselves, especially as women, how impactful and that change within us is on the people around us, and how many lives that change touches, and impacts and positively improves. So if you were to use one word to describe your journey on the program, to describe the impact of the program on your life, what word would you use?
Transformative. I don't think I have a better word. It's transformative.
Mm.
Um, when I look back, probably like the same time last year,
Mm.
I was struggling. Oh my God, my struggles were huge. I was not certain about my relationship. I was not certain about what I am doing. I was not certain of being a good mother. I mean, like, I was deep down, neck down, in with all these insecurities, these questions, these I don't know, frustration, and all these things.
Yeah.
But the one step I took, to be honest, I still, uh, I still don't believe. I just left that comment. You know what? Yes, I am ready. And I didn't expect you would immediately, give DM me, or just message me and asking me that if we could arrange a call and all those things. I was like, is it really happening? Oh my God! I mean, like, it was like,
Yes.
oh my
Our journey
that
started
one profile I've been following on Instagram for such a long time. I've been reading about what she says, what she talks, and all. Oh my God, am I really gonna be with her on this thing? Am I really gonna take that
stop it.
leap? So it was like, I still can't believe that. I'm like, wow. That was like a very wow moment for me when I saw your response, when I saw your message, and when I
Mhm.
spoke. Like, I left a feedback before this thing, when I that says, you listened to me
Mm.
without being judgmental, without asking any questions. I think you were probably the first person after many months, many years, who actually listened to me giving me that space to speak my mind out, not questioning this, that maybe it's because of this, maybe it's because of that, have you thought about this, do you really think this is a situation and all. But you listened to me, and you were ready to help me. I can say that part was very, very, very important to me.
Mm. Oh.
So yes, it's been transformative.
You reached out. I know. I remember our relationship started in Instagram DMs, right? And just
Yes.
Instagram direct messages. Um, and from there to here, you know, from there, that initial conversation, this is what's, knowing that there's something wrong. And I remember actually you saying, I don't even know, I can't really put my finger in it, I can't pinpoint it, but I know that
There's
I
some.
need to change, and something needs to change. And for us to get onto that breakthrough call and to really explore and to see how deep it was, for me, it was just like, it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer for me to say, hey, I've got something that can support you. I know that this would be life-changing for you. But what is the real amazing thing is that you said yes to yourself.
Yes.
You said yes to yourself, because there are the solution, the help, the support is there, but it takes you to say yes. I'm taking it, I'm taking that step, I'm making that move for myself. And ultimately, Talat, you showed up for yourself, and that is the celebration here. That is the celebration that Talat showed up for Talat.
Yeah. I would love to hear that again. Like, it's nice. It's nice. And yeah, like probably down the line, 10, 15 years down the line, I would really, really, really want to discuss this phase of my life with my kids. I
Yes.
would say that, what my coach told me. She said that Talath showed up for Talath. And I guess it's nice. I mean, like, thank you again. Thank you so much for being there, for putting all these things together, reaching out to people. The best part about your program was like, you got the answers from within
Mm,
us.
yes.
I I can say that was the best part, and I was like, what the hell? I knew the answer. They're like, come on, I knew the answer. Why didn't I just don't say it out loud? So
Yes. Yeah.
I think that was the beauty. I loved that part where you
Yeah.
actually us question ourselves, asking, would I do this? Do I really want to have this in my life and all?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I would say that was my favorite part.
That's my favorite aspect of the program, in for me to allow you to see how incredible you are as a human being already. One thing that I always say to people, because people are in spaces where they want someone to just fix their problems, they want
Yeah,
someone to take the pain away, they want someone to just sort it all out for them. And I always say that there is nothing that I can give you that your creator hasn't given you already, because I
yeah,
believe that you were created perfectly, and I believe you were created with all that you need. You've forgotten it, maybe you've repressed it, maybe you've pushed it aside, maybe you can no longer see it because of experiences that you've had in life, but you still have it.
you have
Let me help you dig it all back up so that you can live in your own awesomeness. And you did that. You totally did that. Yes, I know sometimes it's frustrating because you just want someone to just give you a straight answer and just tell tell you, right? But when you realize that you have the answers inside, and that you have that strength inside, and that strength doesn't come from anyone else, that's when you can validate yourself, right? And that's when you can, really show up for yourself in a beautiful way. What would you tell someone who is currently in the same or similar place that you were in before you embarked on the transformational journey?
I know it's tough.
Mm,
I know it's going to be tough. I know you must be suffering You wouldn't want, or actually, nobody should be able to compare your suffering with anybody else's. But you are the only one who could mend your life, who could change it. I wouldn't say the way you want it to be, but change it for good. So, yes, take a step forward, just one step, ask for help, and I'm sure, you know what, you also will have a transformative journey.
Mm.
Because I can be on Instagram for like the entire day for 24 hours, reading everything available on, about the transformation one can have and all those things. But I actually had to go to that post, write a comment saying that, yes, I am ready. So it's just that one small baby step. And once you take that step, I'm sure you will have n number of options open in front of you for your transformational journey. So yes, please, please, please take that step, because you are worth it, because you are still alive. We actually should be, we are supposed to just rejoice in this fact that we are still alive. Our purpose hasn't been fulfilled. And if you are getting a chance, please go ahead, make a change, take that step. Probably, as they say, take that leap of faith.
Mm.
You will be nearer to your destination.
You know, that what you just shared about being able to watch all the inspiration and motivational things on Instagram or social media, and just, you know, watching the videos, reading the, because I hear people all the time, I've watched all the videos, I've read the books, but my life is still the
I did that
same.
for 2 years. I did that for 2 years.
Right. And it does require a journey, you know, to go on beyond just taking in information, actually, because a lot of the time we think we need more information. We
Yep.
need the latest book, we need the latest video, we need the latest this, but actually you don't. You actually don't need more information. And it's really beautiful what you shared about, you know, taking that step, taking that leap of faith, knowing that the support and help is out there, and for you to just make that decision to say, I'm ready. And just showing up for yourself, like you showed up for yourself, right? Just showing up for yourself. I'm incredibly proud of you, Talat. You know, you started your journey over a year ago, and here you are, still a testimony to what's possible when you change, you know, within yourself. And I think you've probably also proven to yourself, man, if I'm able to still have these results after a year, because some people get scared. They're like,
Yep.
well, if I do this quick journey, it's going to be I'm going to quickly lose it, right? But
No.
you've shown that actually you don't go back.
There's no way. You're gonna move forward. This thing is gonna take you forward. You're
Mm,
gonna move forward. You will discover yourself, and you would love it that you've discovered yourself. You would still, take chances. Probably, something you were afraid of. You would jump on it and make yourself, make your life. Because to be honest, I at this age, I'm like 35. I at this age was not sure, to be honest, like a couple of months back, that I would start something new for myself, something exciting for myself, where I could give value or do something good. But right now, I am. I
yeah.
recently finished my internship as a virtual assistant. I am a virtual assistant now. I have my clients, and it's been transformational. I mean, like, I never knew that I could do this, but I started
Amazing.
taking those steps. I started taking those baby steps towards uh, development, towards making sure that I am happy. Because if I am not happy, I am not me. I am not me. And I am not the person my husband might have actually married, or I am not the right person for my kids, because I am not me.
Mm,
I would become that fake person, that covering everything
yeah.
up with a fake smile, saying that, oh, of course I'm good. What would you want? I'm living in Canada. I'm this, I'm that, blah, 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 blah. But no, if I am not happy, all these things do not matter. If I am not happy, Nothing matters. That is one thing I've understood. My happiness is in my hand. My happiness is under my control.
Oh
I
gosh,
can
you're gonna make me cry.
like I have 101 reasons today to smile. I am smiling because I was able to put my kids to bed early. I am smiling because I had this testimonial video today. I am smiling that probably I might have a good meeting tomorrow with my client. So there are n number of ways I'm going to be happy if I choose to be
Choose
happy.
if you choose, if you choose.
If I choose to be happy, and I choose me, and I choose
Yeah.
myself, I choose my happiness, and yes, I am happy. I spoke to my one of my friends today, and she's like, "Okay, you know what? Just hold. Tell me, why are you so happy? That excitement in your voice. What happened?
What
What
happened?
changed this? What changed? What changed? What changed?" And I like, you know what? This happened. This happened. I started this journey. I am now a virtual assistant, and I have my clients, and I this and that. And she said, "You know what, Talat? Nothing matters. The way I can listen, I can see your smile in that voice of yours, the cheerful voice of yours. That is what matters."
Oh,
And I can say, yes, I today I choose to be happy. I
so
might have 10 reasons to be frustrated, 10 reasons to be, you know, I might be frustrated because I had a fight with my husband, but I am happy because I still have that connection with me where I can fight and get back to him. So I choose
oh
to be
man.
happy on every
Ooh.
front of my life.
I've got like shivers up and down my arms, up and down my back. Like, this is so good. It is incredible. Thank you so much for gracing us with your story and for sharing your transformation and
Thank you so
prove
much.
to people actually a year on after starting the journey, you can still be in a great place and you can still be excelling and you can still be creating beautiful results for yourself and still have beautiful connections with the people that you love. That it's not just a phase, that it's not just a quick fix. It's actually a real long lasting transformation. And when I say it to people, I think sometimes they're just like, yeah. But it's real. You don't go back to being that
No,
woman that you were. And
once you
you are
have that
proof.
wisdom, there's no way you're gonna go back.
You are
No way.
proof. Thank you so much. And for anyone listening and for anyone watching this, I'm sure that Talath's story and her journey has been beyond inspirational and has also allowed you to see what's possible. If it's possible for her, it's possible for you. It's just a matter of you making that choice and taking that step, like Talath said, and believing that there is goodness on the other side, but you having to show up for it, because no one can show up for you like you will show up for yourself. And so if you are ready to embark on the journey with me and to go on the journey of really coming home to yourself and having that ripple effect of beauty in the life of the people around you, definitely book a breakthrough call with me at layinkasanni.com/call. And I would absolutely love to explore if I can support you in your journey to become the woman who you want to be. Thank you so much again, Talat, for joining us and sharing your story and giving me goosebumps all over my body.
I was so excited for this.
I'm so
I'm
glad
so
that
excited for this. Like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about my journey, and I was like, a night. Like, doesn't matter. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk.
it
So
was
it's
so
like,
good.
I was
Thank you
really excited.
so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you. And I know that beautiful things are still ahead of you, and you've shown it. You've made some amazing strides for yourself. And I can't wait until that day that you sit down with your kids and you tell them this journey, because I'm sure that they will be so inspired as well. Like I'm sure other ladies who are watching this are.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, my love.
Thank you so
Sending you
much.
so much
Thanks a lot,
love.
Laika.
Thank you so much. And everyone else, if you are ready, just book that call, take that step, and I'm here to support you, inshallah. All right, my loves. Take care. Assalamu alaikum and bye.